So I wanted to briefly do an update for MidnightBSD. I just recorded a video on another topic. You're welcome to check that out too, but I'll be honest, it was a rant video. As far as MidnightBSD goes, here's where we're at. 2.0 is likely coming out in the next week, maybe over this weekend, in fact. I'm trying to figure out a bug in one package. It seems to be a strange path issue when it's building the package in our cluster, where it's using the old Perl version for the site Perl path, and it's causing the tech formats port to fail. It's like the tech live MGR file, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, once that's done, I'll be able to finish or rebuild packages for 32-bit MidnightBSD. But there will be, like, GTK basically is blocked right now in anything that's using that library until that's fixed, which is a big problem, obviously. There's also some weird problems with mono ports right now. So for some reason in the 2.0 branch, or the stable 2.0 branch and master, mono is detecting a Linux specific feature called getRandom, which we do not support. So I haven't figured out why the detection has changed on that. I might just like kind of hack the port for now so it doesn't do it. It doesn't detect it. But that's blocking any. I've been doing some test builds on some machines, and I did detect one new bug last night where Perl fails to build within the build world process if GDBM is installed, which we've had this problem before in the past. So I've just committed some changes in the last 24 hours to kind of fix that, and I'm doing a test build right now on 2 different machines to see if that's corrected. Presuming that build world and build kernel and testing those goes well, I'm hoping to do the 64-bit release first and then do a 32-bit build after that, and I'll just sneak them up on the FTP server. I'm not going to do an announcement right away. I haven't done release notes yet. I haven't done I'll obviously have to get that on mirrors and things too before I announce. So we're probably looking at an announcement sometime next week. But it'll be available before that, and there'll be some packages. And on 64-bit, I think there's about 4,500 packages available. So there's some things people may want that aren't working currently, but we have probably more packages than we've ever had at release time. And I'll continue to work on packages post-release too. So this release is going to be 2.0. It is compatible with FreeBSD 11, just about 11.4. It's technically like based off of some code from 11 stable with a bunch of customizations and additions and so on. But roughly you'll have FreeBSD 11 hardware support. There's a new version of LLVM 8. There's we updated MDNS responder. A lot of the compiler, the SQLite, a lot of things like that have been updated in the release. So from a security perspective, it's probably something you're going to want to install fairly quickly. The upgrade process for this release from the previous one is a bit tricky. If you're thinking about trying MidnightBSD and you don't have it installed yet, I would wait for 2.0 ISOs. If you're doing an upgrade, I'll probably have to do a video on how to do that because it's a little bit tricky. There's a couple things that don't build right doing an upgrade, and they weren't easy to solve, and so I just kind of punted on it because it is such a big release. Mostly the biggest problem is actually Perl. So a good trick for that, if you're going to try to do it yourself, is before you do a build world from like 1.2 stable to 2.0, disable the Perl port or Perl pack or the Perl make file and do it after you do the build, and it'll work fine. And make sure you run the delete old file, delete old libs targets as well to get rid of the old versions of Perl files. It's also very time consuming to delete the Perl lib directory. Like, all the files are in there, but that takes a while. You might want to blow away user lib, like Perl 5, I think it's like, and then the version number, I want to say. like 5.28.0, you're going to want to delete that entire path, like after you do the update, and keep the 5.32.0 because Perl was updated as part of the release. If you do that, you should be pretty good. I would do a backup first, obviously, before you do a major OS upgrade too. This isn't like 1.1 to 1.2. It's a pretty big update. I'll go in more into the details with that in a future video. Once I've got the release notes up, I'll kind of go through them and explain some of the changes. But in general, I think people are going to be pretty happy with this release. There's still some outstanding issues with the package manager, which I originally had hoped to include in the release, but because of the compiler improvements, like basically jumping from 3.41 to 8 of LLVM, it's a big jump. That the compiler alone is blocking me from updating a lot of packages and imports. So as soon as we get the new compiler in place, I can start doing like major updates on a lot of stuff and get things up to date and security patch. So I kind of got that, kind of forced my hand to do the security update, to push this forward. So, you know, people that are expecting a full desktop environment right now are going to be disappointed, and I'm sorry about that. I know that it comes up every release, and it is starting to get really, you know, like I have so much time to do stuff, and I need to do major rewrites on parts of how the package manager works, and I just haven't had the time to do it. My personal life's been busy. I've started a new job in the last, you know, couple weeks, and I'm learning a lot of stuff for that job. I went from doing back-end web development to full stack again, and like I'm not current on Angular or a lot of the other frameworks people are using. So I've been really busy with that. So I only have so much time to do things. I'm also right in the middle of kind of redoing my office here. I've got these new desks, and I haven't even gotten everything put away yet. You can see there's a terrible mess behind me. So, you know, just bear with me on that part. But, you know, I think we're really making some progress on MidnightBSD. We've had a big uptick in downloads and people trying it, and I'm very happy about that. So thanks for your time.